I know this character already has a Japanese voice actor in the original Japanese series, but for some reason the only voice I can hear coming out of this is... Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back at it again for another Transformers Legacy United action figure video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tasmania Kid. But first, as always, we'll start by taking a look at the packaging. Right up front here, they've got a nice image of the Tasmania Devil right up there. It says Legacy United. It says his name is Tasmanian Kid from Beast Wars II. Transformers, got the 40-year anniversary logo right there. Here on the back, got some product images of the figure right there.
Authentic Transformers.
And yeah, image of the Tasmanian Kid right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
And Tasmania Kid here just comes with one accessory. He comes with this tail piece, which is, you know, removable and kind of transforms in its own way into a gun for Tasmania Kid to wield. The pegs, however, in his hands are 3mm ports, and this is a 5mm peg, so the way how they have it here is you rotate his arm around, there's a 5mm port right there, and by orienting his arm, you can then give him a fusion cannon tail right there. And that is definitely not a bad look. And here's taking an up-close look at the Tasmania Kid, like, you know, himself, and his head sculpt actually looks really good. I'm a little upset that the black in his face is just a little too dark to the point where you can't really see any of the other details in there. But part of me also does kind of like it because it gives me kind of like Moon Knight vibes.
Why do I hear Eminem all of a sudden?
And yeah, the blue eyes really stand out, and I like this brown plastic that they've chosen here for the character. And again, molding and sculpting looks pretty good. I can't help but feel, though, that his head looks a little bit like a gremlin because of those ears. And also, coming down to the rest of the body, it's also interesting how it looks like he's got pecs and abs here. For being such a small figure, this guy is pretty swole. And yeah, I like the painted-in teeth and stuff here. Again, gives that nice Beast Wars-y vibe. I also love the fur texturing that's right here. Beast Wars figures always deliver on that every time. The fur texturing looks great. And yeah, overall, I like the colors on this guy. That is very unsettling. And I know this is accurate to the character, but what is with these hands? They look just a little off to me. I think it's also the fact that his hands are so big. It's not just that they're these random relaxed hands, they're also just so big compared to, like, his palm is literally as big as his face. Ugh. But yeah, overall, I think he looks pretty accurate to the anime for what I've seen for the most part. And overall, I don't think the back kibble here is that big a problem. He pretty much is just the Beast Wars second equivalent of Rat Trap, pretty much, in terms of detail, scale, transformation, and just everything overall. The aesthetic of the original toy and also that Beast Wars the second kind of design really is invoked here in this smaller figure. If you want the option of storing this somewhere else, you can shove it right up his bum. And that is not a joke this time. That is literally how this works. Getting into Tasmanian Kid's posability, his head can swivel from side to side. It also can look up and down just a little bit. If you untransform some of this, it allows for more range, but again, that's if you are okay with it untransforming a little bit. The back kibble wings here can shift out of the way to accommodate for the shoulders to rotate a full 360 on those ball joints. They can move in and out on those ball joints, and a very small hinge that is also in there. Ball joints at the elbows, which allows for swiveling and for bend at the elbow. Wrists are also on ball joints, which allows the hands to rotate and hinge up and down, and all kinds of posability. No waist swivel, sadly. Wasn't expecting one, but that would have been nice on a core class figure. Hips can rotate forward, they can rotate back that far, they can move outward that far. He does get a swivel at the knee on that ball joint, which also allows for a bend at the knee. And then finally, his very disturbing shoes here can hinge up and down. A very, very slight pivot, but they can also swivel because of the ball joints in there. So yeah, very interesting set of feet and overall articulation. And now for Tasmania Kid comparisons. Here he is with his commander, the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leo Convoy, or Lio Convoy, however you want to pronounce it. And yeah, this was a fantastic figure from last year, and I absolutely loved him a lot, and this guy is definitely on par with that. As long as they keep making more Beast Wars Neo and Beast...
Finally, someone's shutting him the f*** up.
And here's Tasmania Kid compared with the Kingdom Core Class Rat Trap, just to kind of get a little sense of scale there. Though I do think Tasmania Kid is a little bit chunkier and bulkier, and he feels a little bit more heftier for a Core Class. And with that out of the way, let's now get into Tasmania Kid's transformation. So yeah, Tasmania Kid's got the nice paint there in the eyes, the blue eyes, the white teeth, the black nose, and I like the black pattern here on his fur. I also appreciate this gray. Again, makes it seem like this guy's not just a plain brown figure, which again, the color scheme also invokes that original toy. And overall, I think it's pretty good, though the fake lower jaw on the chest is a little bit disturbing. But that, combined with the pecs right there, also make this seem intimidating at the same time. But yeah, overall, pretty interesting design, and also just an interesting beast mode in general. How many other characters can you say that turn into a Tasmanian devil? But yeah, getting into the posability on this figure, he does have an opening jaw. It's kind of disturbing how far that opens. And then he is supposed to have head posability from his ankles, but this little cap right here from the transformation kind of hinders it from doing anything. He does get rotation here at his little front legs, that's it. And then little ball joints here on the hind legs that are a little limited, and then he's get the ball joints right here, ball joints in those feet slash, well, they look like feet, but again, these seem very unsettling that these are here. But yeah, and then after that, the tail doesn't really pose around, so that's pretty much it for, posability. Pretty stiff. Getting into Tasmania Kid comparisons, here he is with his commander Lio Convoy, Leo Prime, Mufasa, however the frick you want to name this character. And then here he is with Kingdom Core Class Rat Trap, and the one thing I'll say about him and Rat Trap is, again, he seems like he has more mass, and also Rat Trap has the worst kind of weapon storage out of the two of them.
Who cooks the ratatouille? I demand to know!
Stand by here! Who died and made you Prime, Scaleface?
And yeah, that is basically it for my review on the Transformers Legacy United, Core Class Tasmania Kid. And overall, I think he is a fantastic addition to the Core Class figures. I like the scale and his scale with him and the Leo Convoy back there. And I personally love the aesthetic of the Beast Wars figures, like, the fur texturing and such. So I think that's also why I don't really mind it all that much. And I just think it's such a novelty that, there's a character that turns into a Tasmanian devil. There's no other character that even does that. There's even a guy who turns into, a Tanuki or whatever. There's all kinds of... I always appreciate the ridiculousness of Japanese Beast Wars characters, and this is the less weird ones. And overall, I just really like the figure. I barely have anything to complain about. Some of the posability may be a little stiff in some areas in both modes, but I think this accomplishes what it set out to do. So I give the Tasmania Kid a very, very solid 9 out of 10. The only issue I have with the figure is I just wish the Beast Mode had a little bit more posability, because Rat Trap and a couple others have managed to do it. So it would have been a nice bonus. But that being said, thank you all for watching. This has been Briximus Prime. If you guys enjoyed this, give me a like on the video, comment below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.